Hello, and welcome to the Wasteland Retrospective here on the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. And this is Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer. And yes, it is that month where the Super Mario Galaxy movie comes out because, of course, we're going to talk about Super Mario Bros. From 1993. You're welcome. Strap in and let's
You're
have fun with
welcome.
that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And
Sure.
the suggestion of this was from our fearless leader here at the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. It's Mike Hilty.
You know what, Shane? You've had a bunch of winners on this show, and sometimes you just got to have a couple losers. And this is one where I was like, yeah, I think just talking about this movie from like it's just a general experience, I think this will be a fun conversation.
It will. And the only thing I could think of to pair with this was another 90s video game adaptation. It's Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, time to test your might.
Hmm.
Test your might. And will we quote a lot of things from this movie? Of course we will. But we're gonna get started with Super Mario Bros. And yes, this is apparently based on the Super Mario Brothers
Is it
games.
though? Is it?
Is it
Is
though?
it which game? Which game? I'll wait. Go ahead.
So this is co-directed by Annabelle Frankel and Rocky Morton, and starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo as resident plumbers Mario and Luigi Mario. And we have two Brooklyn plumbers, Mario and Luigi, must travel to another dimension to rescue a princess from the evil dictator King Koopa and stop him from taking over the world. Now, Mike, I have a few questions to start. So, one, why would you have a blonde princess and name her Daisy and not just have her be Peach?
That's a good question. Probably some type of synergy with maybe Daisy, like a game with Daisy had come out right around this time, or
Maybe.
maybe they just it just feels very clear that they just didn't know what they were doing throughout the course of this whole movie.
Is King Koopa supposed to be Bowser? Because why did they not just name him Bowser?
That is a great question, and just one that I don't know, between just you didn't call him Bowser, and also like you've made New York into this hellscape. Like what is happening right now?
What is this, the
What level
1970s?
what level of Mario is this? Like I don't remember this level of Mario. Maybe in Mario 2. I didn't get that far in Mario 2 before I gave up.
So, Mike, why were they dinosaurs and not turtles? That
Uh
seemed like a pretty straightforward. They're turtles, the Koopas.
I'm assuming that maybe this was a plugin with Super Mario World and they just wanted to plug Yoshi. Yeah,
Or they
that's
ripped off Jurassic Park.
there is that as well.
So, Mike, why were the Goombas' heads small and their bodies large and not the other way around?
That is a I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no answer to that.
Why was Toad a Goomba?
I um dinosaurs, right? Am I right?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Yeah.
This was the strangest incorporation of dinosaurs into a Nintendo property since Star Fox Adventures, when they just took a different game and put Star Fox in it that already had dinosaurs in it.
Yep. That is
Did they
that is
run
accurate.
my last question before we talk about this critically? So, Mike, did they run out of Italian American actors when they cast the Fratellis or the evil plumber guys, and they ran out of Italian Americans to actually play Mario and Luigi?
I'm assuming that is exactly what happened, or they couldn't find anyone that was part of the union to help them out with that.
And I would like to formally say, speaking for all of Italian Americans as a monolith, actually, all right with giving Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo an Italian card. Because
Okay.
honestly, especially Bob Hoskins,
Oh, Bob
really
Hoskins.
embodied, really embodied a middle-aged Italian man. And the stash
Stash was great.
was great. Also, I lied. I have one other question. Why didn't Luigi have a mustache?
Um, John Leguizamo gives me the vibe that he's one of those people who just can't. Probably it just every time I've seen him in a mustache, he doesn't look good.
Hmm, a lot of questions, Mike. But Mike, what are your general thoughts on this movie from a
I'm a
film
so
perspective?
I kind of assumed that your last question was going to be why,
Well, I feel
why.
like that's a given.
I mean, sure, it's a given. I will, yeah, that's fine. Um, I saw this in theaters,
Okay.
and I don't think I've ever been more disappointed with a movie. And this was when I was pretty young. I was like 7 or 8 when this came out. So I cannot remember a time where I was more disappointed with the movie than watching Super Mario Brothers because it doesn't make a lick of sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And granted, the game, like the Nintendo games, they don't make a
They have
whole
no
lot of sense either.
story.
Yeah,
They're literally just gone to the next world.
yeah.
Um, and to be fair, this movie did indeed hit the bare minimum of what the game's story is. A princess was kidnapped, and Mario and Luigi had to go save her. But then they took a lot of creative liberties. Now, Mike, can I ask on a scale of the Bill Hader, I'm bummed, to your parents telling you they're not mad, they're just disappointed? How disappointed were you in this movie?
That's that's a tough call because as a parent, yeah, that is your go-to. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. And that's kind of how I felt about this when I walked out of
Mm,
the theater.
that's
I
some
like
powerful disappointment.
as somebody who like didn't really think critically about the movie back then, all I could think to myself is what on earth is on all of like the streets? What is that? Is that all just like fungus? Because that's gross.
Yep.
And were they
This is hyper realistic Mushroom Kingdom when it's all just fungus everywhere.
is this like the Spirit Halloween version of like Blade Runner's like version of LA? Like what is happening right now? Did the directors of this like see Blade Runner and say hold my beer? Like I don't get it. Like
I'm pretty sure they said hold my fungus.
maybe yeah, hold my shrooms. Um just in addition
Oh,
to
so
the
that's how they came up with this idea.
in addition to the creative liberties that they took, um the mushrooms, like the use of the mushrooms doesn't make any sense. The use of the little bombs doesn't make any sense. Why are we like having mechanical like flying shoes? Like
Yeah,
what
why is Bullet like is it Bullet Bill or Bullet Bob?
bullet
Bullet Bill, right?
bullet bill.
Yeah, why did Bullet Bill power these like rocket shoes?
And that yeah,
At
that
least
that
the
is
bomb did blow up.
yeah,
At least we got that.
yeah. I will give credit to Dennis Hopper who committed.
See you
He
later, alligator.
he I feel like that should be offensive, but he committed, and it just seems like he was like, I know this movie's trash, so I'm just gonna do what I want.
I will also give him credit because he was not Bowser. He was a slick back haired Dennis Hopper making puns, but honestly, could have been worse. Could have been
Really?
much worse.
Really?
So can I lay some actual praise on this movie for a moment?
Okay.
So rewatching this, I don't hate the setup. Honestly, if you were gonna make Mario and Luigi actual plumbers in New York, the
Okay.
setup of this is kind of charming.
Hmm.
I buy into their relationship as brothers, the
I
big
do too.
brother being supportive. I actually bought into that. Samantha Mathis is an attractive woman. She's cute too. And
Worth,
the
worth.
all
Yeah.
that awkward back and forth between Daisy and Luigi is kind of sweet. And Mario being his big brother, being like, come on. Like I
I did,
enjoyed that.
I did love
Um
that.
before Iggy and Spike ruined it, because they're terrible characters and
Yes,
annoying
they
as
are.
hell.
Yes, they are.
But that setup, I'm like, okay, I can buy into this. But then the second they get into the everyone listening, I'm using giant air quotes, the Mushroom Kingdom. What
The
the F was this?
the cyberpunk mushroom kingdom, yeah, that's when things go off the rails. I will give this one other piece of praise as well, is
Okay.
that the costumes. Like I thought Mario and Luigi's costumes were perfectly adequate. You know, I
They did
I,
it.
I, I give
That
them
was the
credit.
only accurate about like anything. Um, like to be fair, I also didn't hate like Yoshi being an actual like dinosaur,
Yeah, I didn't
but
hate
like
it either, but you're also hindsight knowing that I've seen the Super Mario Brothers or the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I'm assuming so have you, and how
yes, and
adorable
Yoshi's great. So
Yoshi is adorable, and it's one of the best parts of the movie. His
especially his
character,
montage
oh,
of how he got to where he was. Um, and you know, for people being overly critical about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, you obviously didn't watch this movie.
you did not watch
'Cause
this one
I will
then.
take endless accurate references to all the games. Because here's the thing, people remember the Super Mario Brothers games, especially originally, had no story. It's literally it's the broadest concept of Bowser kidnaps Peach and Mario goes world to world till he
To
gets to the
uh,
end, and that's it.
yeah, you collect coins, you in the first one at least, you ride flagpoles down.
Yep.
That's really
I didn't see a
you.
single flagpole in this.
No, I did not either, and there was
Now
no
that would have
breaking of
saved it.
bricks. There's no breaking of bricks. There's none of that stuff. Um, but I it's funny because I take a look at this and I just think a young Christopher Nolan took a look at this and was like, "Oh, that's too far. I want to make things realistic, but not this realistic. That's that's not the route I want to go with this." And I can imagine that making this movie with the anticipation that it had was probably impossible. It's no matter what, you couldn't have made like a movie that would have appeased the fans, even in like the 90s, right? So
It would have
I
looked
can imagine,
really cheesy, but it would have been better than this.
yeah, I imagine that they probably, in hindsight, they look at this and they're like, yeah, we went way too far with the creative liberties. And I'd like to think that there's a lot of people who want to make video game adaptations and they look at this as a case study to say, man, stick to the basics, man. And remember that like who are these movies for at the end of the day? And these
Kids,
like
this was not for
this
kids.
this is not for kids, but this isn't even anything for the fans either. And if you can't appease kids, you can't appease the fans, then what are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly. So I have a few other points to point out here. One, the main Italian American actor they did get in this movie, who played Anthony Scapelli, is Gianni Russo, aka Carlo from The Godfather,
That's a good get. That's a good get.
which is hilarious. I also like to point out that Daisy's father is credited as King Bowser,
Oh,
played by Lance Henriksen.
so
You see Lance Henriksen for 2 seconds, yes, as in Aliens, and like Bishop from Aliens is King Bowser, who is Daisy's father and not the actual Koopa King.
uh,
So
King
why?
Bowser, who's a human who was trapped in the
He got
fungus.
turned into he got de-evolved into fungus.
Mm.
Because remember, Daisy's family evolved from fungus, the Koopas evolved from dinosaurs, and the rest of us evolved from apes.
Yep,
Yep.
that's
And lastly, Mario's very, very Italian girlfriend, played by a Latina. Um, he's oh Angelica was gonna take her to WrestleMania, which I would like to point out was WrestleMania 10 from Madison Square Garden, where Bret the Hitman Hart beat Yokozuna for the WWF Championship. You're welcome.
thank you. That was that was knowledge I did not have before. That's knowledge I
Which
have now.
is the same WrestleMania reference in Groundhog Day when when Phil buys the tickets for Michael Shannon and his girlfriend.
Mm.
Yes, Michael Shannon in the very end of Groundhog Day, and they scream about getting WrestleMania tickets. It's also WrestleMania 10 live from Madison Square Garden.
Well, and then that's funny because we're going to be talking about another movie a little bit later where it's got a surprise wrestling cameo as well. That's fun.
Yes, you should tune into the Wasteland watches because there certainly was a pretty big wrestler cameo in Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Mhm.
But are you ready to talk about some real fighters, Mike?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So next up, we got 1995's Mortal Kombat with a K specifically.
Mm-hmm.
This is the weird of. I'm just looking at the IMDb. Smart Earthlings must win a martial arts battle in another dimension or see their world enslaved. Why the smart part? Are they all smart?
No, they're not all smart because Johnny Cage put it the best way. Look at that boat. I'm not getting on that boat. No, absolutely not. So maybe Johnny Cage is the smartest one out of all of them.
There you go. So this film's directed by, as credited, Paul Anderson, aka Paul W.S. Anderson. And if you're wondering where you might recognize that name,
Every
this is
Resident
the
Evil
man who
movie.
made like all the Resident Evil movies with his wife, Mila Jovovich.
Mhm.
So, and he has certainly made some interesting films along the way, mostly starring his wife, Mila Jovovich.
Yep.
Um, but this film stars, and I'm going to try not to laugh at some of these castings. We got Christopher Lambert, aka McLeod from Highlander, is Lord Raiden,
That was a
a
choice.
an East Asian deity.
Thunder God. Yeah.
Yep. We got Robin Show as Liu Kang, who you might also recognize from other such films as Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley and
Yeah.
Death Race. We also have Kerry Hiroki Tagawa as Shang Tsung, who is great.
Recently deceased.
Pour one out. And Brigitte Wilson Sampson,
Oh, this is the one that
aka
sticks out like
Oh Veronica Vaughn, so hot, want to touch the hiney. Oh,
she's the one that stands out. It's like, why are you here? That like, have I ever told you my Greg Kinnear story. Like me and a buddy of mine, we were watching the movie We Were Soldiers, and it was
Mhm.
like 4 in the morning. So we were watching it, and Greg Kinnear shows up as the helicopter pilot, and we're like, Greg Kinnear, what are you doing here? Like of all the people, Greg Kinnear. So anytime we have a movie where there's somebody that kind of just shows up and is like, what are you doing here? That's how I feel, and that's my Greg Kinnear award. And Bridget, like Bridget Wilson Sampras, Bridget
Sampras, yep,
Wilson back then, or
aka the
Bridget,
wife of Pete Sampras,
she is
like
my what?
legendary tennis player.
What are you doing here? Because from an acting standpoint, not that strong. From a fighting standpoint, you're not very strong either.
But from an attractive standpoint,
Hey, there is
hey,
that.
um, like today it would totally be like, well, it wasn't. I was thinking like he did make a new Mortal Kombat movie. I'm thinking like he'd get like a Ronda Rousey or Gina Carano to be like Sonya Blade, but they didn't.
Probably.
Um, but they
They did
didn't.
not.
I would like to point out that Peter Jason, who plays the guy who recruits Johnny Cage, is a consistent John Carpenter
Hmm,
character actor. And
okay.
honestly, I want John Carpenter's Mortal Kombat.
I think that would be great.
Can you imagine prime Kurt Russell
Oh
as
my,
Johnny Cage?
oh, that would be glorious. Just glorious. I would love
Or,
it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But he was already in Street Fighter, so can't cross over. Sorry.
To be like, that's who Johnny Cage was supposed to be. They really wanted to be Jean-Claude Van Damme, like in the game.
Well,
And
it's
he wouldn't
hilarious.
do it.
I mean, that's hilarious because Colonel Guile and Johnny Cage have two things in common: all American. And
All American.
when I think all American, great fighters, I think of Jean-Claude Van Damme. The muscles from Brussels. You know? Yeah,
I think of
great.
the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, who is in the new Street Fighter.
In the new Street Fighter, and it's character accurate, so
It's uncomfortably accurate. I'm like, this looks so stupid, but that's exactly what they're going for, so I can appreciate it. So
yeah.
let's just get this out of the way. This has like the coolest opening credit sequence in the history of cinema.
That and like the opening credits, but the music as well. God,
This
that
theme
music
song,
just slaps. It's so good.
this is one of the
So good.
best theme songs ever.
Mhm.
Like, just ever. Uh, I
Just
it gets me pumped up anytime I hear the Mortal
just
Kombat
the
theme.
way that they also incorporated like the Mortal Kombat lingo in it, where it's not corny. It's a little corny, but it's not like over the top bad. And man, they
So I would like to point out that the worst one in the movie of using the actual lingo from the game is at the end when Liu Kang says flawless victory
when he
to
just got
Shang
his
Tsung
ass handed
after
to
he
him.
got his ass kicked first. I'm
Mhm.
like, that is not what that means.
Yeah, he should have said fatality instead. That
Oh,
would
that
have
would have been,
been,
and that would have been perfect. Because
but no, he didn't. He said flawless victory, and I'm not gonna lie. This is another one I saw in theaters. I saw it with a group of my friends who I love Mortal Kombat. I
uh,
love it. Like the video game at least. Like I had all of the versions of Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis. And when he said that, we laughed. We laughed really hard. It's like you use that. I don't think you know what that means, buddy, because that
you
that
had a Inigo Montoya moment. It's like, this word you use, I don't think you know what
I don't
I
think you
don't
know what
think
it
it means what you
means.
think it means.
Yeah.
And that's
That
exactly, I'm like, wait a minute. Um
No, you,
So many other one-liners though. Shang Tsung literally only shows up and just drops the coldest one-liners.
your brother's
Where
soul
like
is mine.
your soul is mine. No!
Mhm.
As he's killing
His brother.
Kung Lao.
Yeah.
Which, like, to be also fair, they really did Kung Lao uh dirty.
Oh
It
yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
come on. And then
Yeah.
they did it again in the new one. But anyway, we're not talking.
They
um
they
the
yeah. Yeah. That is true.
and then Shang Tsung just dropping like fatality or like
When he says flawless victory, it's like, yeah.
flawless
Yeah.
victory, which it's true because it actually was.
It was.
Because
Yeah.
opponent did not land a single hit. And I have to say, like the CGI is not great in this movie, but the bringing to life the characters is great.
Mhm.
Like CGI reptile,
Was
a bit like abysmal.
a
But
bit bad.
when he gets into that and turns into like the green masked reptile,
Oh,
I'm like,
I thought that part was so damn cool because I was not expecting it. I was like, oh, they did it. They did the secret character. But
yeah.
then on top of that, Scorpion's spear. Look, it it doesn't look great, but that does not change the fact that when him and Johnny Cage are when Scorpion and Johnny Cage are fighting in those woods
No
and
notes.
you hear, get over here. It's like,
Get over
oh,
here.
oh, just because
It
a
was
couple,
perfect.
like a year, like, because they did Street Fighter before they did Mortal Kombat in movies. And with the Street Fighter movie, they didn't lean into the powers except for like one or two times. Like Guile did a flip kick and Ryu did like what looked to be like a fireball, and E Honda did a hundred hand slap. That's about it. This one leaned into it and they
Yep.
just let everybody cook. They didn't really let Johnny Cage do much except the ball cruncher, which that was perfect the way that they did that.
Um, so first off, when Johnny Cage is in the woods, like looking around, and you just see Scorpion cartwheel in the frame, I'm
Mhm.
like,
Ooh,
oh, stuff's gonna go down. And
yeah.
their fight in that like hellscape
Oh, it's brutal. It's
here. And then he literally rips his mask off to reveal the skull and like flames. I'm like,
that
all that awesome.
yeah, that
Awesome.
that fight was really great. The fight between Liu Kang and Sub-Zero, it's
Anticlimactic. He
a
got
little
murked.
ant he got
Bad.
he got he got murked pretty bad.
And
Um,
this is what you get for anime charging.
yeah, that's true.
Which that was cool when he took out that grunt though, when he's just like charging up. It's like ah.
Mhm. That part that was awesome. And then the other part, the fight choreography is, pretty serviceable for the 90s
Yeah.
because it's pretty clear that at least Robin Shou knew how to fight. Lyndon Ashby did okay as well, and Shang Tsung, the guy who plays Shang Tsung,
Mhm.
those two know how to fight. That's good stuff. Um,
Yet again.
there's two there's two things I want to talk about.
Mhm.
You talked about the special effects. Goro, from a practical effects standpoint, is not good. It is not good. But
How dare you? How dare you criticize Puppet Goro? Because I'll take Puppet Goro over any of that shit they did in the new one where he was just full CGI and they killed him in 2 minutes.
true, and then also I will take Puppet Goro over whatever abominations they had in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Just some of the choices they made there were not good.
Not good.
Um, so Puppet Goro, fine, mixed bag at best.
And Kevin Michael Richardson doing the
Mhm.
voice was
Oh,
great.
that was great. Plus, also, Goro represented just like an impossible task. Like in the game, Goro was harder than
Are we
Shang Tsung.
talking about Mortal Kombat 4 for the N64? Because I don't want to relive that, Mike.
Yeah, sorry
I
about
think I
that.
beat Goro once.
And then the other thing that I want to talk about really quick. Look, we jabbed at Christopher Lambert as Lord Raiden. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine.
If you're not gonna do a like an Asian accurate Lord Raiden and just make him a
It's just
cheesy
he's playing Christopher
one-liner
Lambert.
machine, like it's like "Ha, ha, ha. I don't think so.
Oh, my
Great.
favorite. My favorite of his is that when they're on the boat, and he's like, the fate of billions will depend upon you. Sorry, and just walks away. It's like, um, as as the sage wise, mentor to all of these people. Um, I thought Raiden was fine. It did bum me out a little bit that Raiden didn't fight at all throughout the course of any of this. But the one scene where uh, Raiden comes in to stop Scorpion and Sub-Zero on the boat, and he just shocks them all with electricity, and he's like, "Enough!" It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, you are not to be trifled with." Okay, cool, cool.
Can we mention the real MVP of this movie, aka Trevor Goddard, aka Kano? Is it just tradition now that an Australian guy plays Kano and steals like every scene he's in?
I guess so, because that was, yeah,
Hey
Kano
baby,
was
did you miss me?
Kano was such a douchebag in this,
Yep.
but he perfectly embodied exactly what I thought he would be as a character. It
Come
sucks
on,
that,
baby, give me a break.
okay. Well, I didn't think that, like, I wasn't expecting him to use his laser eye, but it kind of bums me out that that turned out to be a big nothing burger. But,
Yeah.
um, and also the overall lack of fatalities in this, there's a lack of fatalities, and there's only one uppercut. Only one. And the uppercut is like the move, like one of the default moves in Mortal Kombat. So that bums me out a little bit. Um, Shout out to Princess Katana, who, you know, sage and wise, like Princess Katana is 10,000 years old and the rightful heir to the ruler of Outworld. Like, okay,
Um, Katana, the no offense to Talisa Soto, she was a very flat performance here. And like there's like no personality.
no, there's no personality in this. There's really no personality in the second one. And truth be told, I haven't seen her in anything else, so I have
She's
nothing
in
else to.
License to Kill, the James
Oh,
Bond movie,
oh,
because she's Puerto Rican.
okay. Well, now I know.
So, for a movie about a bunch of like Asian martial artists and stuff like that, there's very few Asian actors in this movie.
That
At least
is
I got the two main ones right.
the two ones that mattered the most. They got that pretty right. I will give them that. I do I do appreciate the fact that they kept the fighters pretty contained, because when you get a movie like Mortal Kombat Annihilation where they're just throwing things in and it's like, what are we doing here? Like you're just this is I feel like this is fan service at its best, and the second one is fan service at its worst, because
Mhm.
they could have added a ton more characters into this. I think one that, like, yeah, does it bum me out that Jax doesn't do anything in this movie? Yeah, but also it made character sense why Jax was there, because he's Sonya's partner. So
Yeah.
cool. Okay, that's fine. But to keep it contained to like pretty much all the people from like the first Mortal Kombat movie, and that's really about it. Cool, I'll take that. But then in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, we're just throwing everything out there. It's like this makes no sense. Why, some of these people are here. It makes no sense at all.
So this movie also has like one of the hardest endings.
Mm.
Like, and Shao Kahn just shows up.
You weak, pathetic fools! I've come for your souls.
I don't think so. And just how disappointing the opening of Annihilation and they kill Johnny Cage is ridiculous.
It's bad. It's bad, and they replaced half the actors as well, and because most of the actors read the script and were like, "Nah, dude, we're good."
They gave Raiden a buzz cut.
It did. That was bad.
Ugh. But this movie is a ton of fun.
It is a ton of fun.
It's
It
not a great movie,
no,
but is a ton of fun. And similar to like the new Mario movies, it knows what it is.
it knows
It's not
exact.
joking. It's not joking with you about what it is. This is basically just Enter the Dragon, but Mortal Kombat version.
Yep,
So
that's it. And because I feel like this also stuck to the plot of the game, which the game doesn't really have a strong plot. It's just
as
it's
the
fight.
games go on, they
There's
get
a
more
much
complex. But like the early games is just like you're going up a tower and just
this
fighting people.
this is a tournament. That's
Yeah,
it. It's a fighting tournament. The fact that they kind of just stuck with that for the most part, and that's really
perfectly
about
fine.
it. I'm cool with that because I hate to pick on Street Fighter, but like Street Fighter, you're turning this into like a geopolitical situation. It's like, what is happening right
And I
now?
would like to just point out that was there even a tournament in the new Mortal Kombat?
No, no, there was not. And it was one of my biggest gripes about it. There is going to be a tournament in the second one, which
Ah, do you think we're gonna
cool.
get John Cena to play Shao Kahn? Because honestly, he's just John Cena in the games. So
Yep, yep,
five
more or
moves
less.
of doom.
Mhm.
And not gonna lie, he does flying shoulder blocks just like John Cena.
He would be a great Shao Kahn, but
Actually, kind of looks like the actor that played Shao Kahn in
a little bit,
Annihilation.
a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Like, do you have any other thoughts on Mortal Kombat?
This is the guiltiest of guilty pleasures for me. This was a this was a comfort movie for me for a while. This was one that I would put on in the background while I was cleaning my room. I I will admit this to you, Shane, because you're one of my good friends, and I feel like this is a safe space. I had the novelization of this movie
Nice.
as well,
God,
which
I can only imagine what that's like.
it doesn't make a lick of sense why there would be a novelization to this. I I like struggled to find the VHS of this when it came out because like nobody would carry it because like Mortal Kombat was like kind of in a weird space because for video games people were like it's too violent, and then when the movie came out it's like
It's
it's
not
not
violent
violent
enough.
enough. So I had to go to like my local Suncoast video at the mall to finally get it. I paid 35 bucks for it and it was a great investment. But
Speaking of great investments, you can head over to Arrow Video right now and buy a $50 Mortal Kombat collection with a K
with the K,
of
yeah.
Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation on 4K. It looks sexy as hell, looks amazing.
Hmm.
Annihilation's an abomination of a film, but like if you really love Mortal Kombat, it's a must buy.
Hmm.
And Arrow Video, if you would like to sponsor the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network, or even just Wasteland Retrospective here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network,
Hear me
we'd
out.
love to have you.
Hear me out. Yeah, that's it.
But
Um, yeah, yeah.
Mike, thank you so much for coming on and chatting about these two movies with me.
I'm very sorry that I picked the Super Mario Brothers, the 1993 live action movie, but
Well,
I
what's
don't
funny
know.
is, Mike,
Oh, really?
I
You're about
do,
to show me. You're about to show me the.
I do
Uh,
own it.
well, funny story about that. So
Uh-huh.
I, I like me and Nick were looking to do an April Fool's Day joke where we were gonna trick the franchise Paradiso guys to watch it because they he hates the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Super Mario Brothers the animated one. He hates it. He thinks it's brain rot, which he's right, but also it's fun. Like
I'd
just
like to point out that Heath needs to calm down because his review of Super Mario Galaxy was like, this is like an affront to cinema. And I'm like, dude,
my kids loved
it's an
it.
it's
Like,
an accurate adaptation to a Super Mario Brothers game, which is just level hopping. Like,
yeah,
come
like,
now.
yeah.
Put your
So
energy somewhere else.
we were going to trick them and put this version on, but it's not streaming anywhere. Like I don't get it why it's not streaming any. Ooh, that's a fun version of the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
On 4K because this
Yeah.
is the kind of movie that actually would look amazing on 4K. So
So we ended up having to pivot because not only you can't stream it anywhere, you can't even like rent or buy it anywhere
no.
digitally.
So in the early days of my monthly movie marathon, we
Okay.
had a bad movie marathon,
Mhm.
and my friends voted, and I listened to the vote. They voted the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Naturally.
Day of, I didn't think. I'm like, it has to be somewhere. It
No,
wasn't.
it was
We had a pivot, and we watched Mortal Kombat instead,
that is a
which
good
was a
pivot.
much better.
It's
That
a good
day
pivot.
consisted of
Hmm.
Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
scary movie,
Hmm.
Batman and Robin,
Nice.
and The Room.
Yeah, that's a movie marathon, all right.
I took a 10-minute bathroom break during Batman and Robin because honestly, rewatching that anytime it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger or
It's
Uma
unwatchable.
Thurman,
It's unwatchable.
it's
It's bad.
boring as shit.
It's bad.
Honestly,
Hmm.
what? No, that would have been hilarious. Would have been a funny April Fool's joke on your audience is if you release an episode and had two other people pretend to be you. Which, if you do wind up taking that idea, I volunteer to be Nick.
Okay. I
Hi, everybody.
I am going to I'm gonna make that happen next time. It's a good call.
And it's just going to be an Asian gym situation. We completely commit. Nobody acknowledges that we're not not
I mean,
ourselves.
next year, that's something that we should do. We should all just rotate our podcasts for April Fool's Day. Just host an episode and just see
There
if
you go.
anybody notices.
That would be a fun time. But let's do some looking out to some future episodes here. Next week's episode is going to be with Luke, and we're going to be talking about Satoshi Kon's Paprika and Millennium Actress. And next month, Mike and I are going to be doing a double dose of Lord of the Flies, 1963 and 1990 editions, just in time for the new miniseries coming out. That's on Netflix, right?
That will be on Netflix. Yeah.
From one of the creators of Adolescence. So
Yeah, it's
be
gonna be
prepared.
it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
But thank all of you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite cinematic video game adaptation? So you can't pick The Last of Us and TV shows like that.
Yeah.
And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. So many great shows with all different types of interests. If you want to be part of the crew, either a guest on one of these shows or you have an idea for your own podcast and you want a place to let it grow, reach out to us on our website, If you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. Most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Wasteland Retrospective here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network.